Okay, so let's be honest right now. I've received dozens of emails, many questions from people just over the past week asking a simple question. Should they take their money out of the bank? What should they do? They're asking for help. They don't know. Nobody has an idea. Nobody has an answer as to what should we do with our money. Is it safe in the banks? The big banks, the mid-sized banks, and the small ones. Please give us an answer. Here's what I can tell you. If you are keeping all your money in one bank, and this is coming from, and again, I don't want to seem like I'm an expert here, but I can tell you, diversify your money. Okay, diversify your risk. If you keep all your money in one bank, that is a risk. Because what if something happens to that bank? What happens? Well, you probably won't lose your money because there's a good chance it is FDIC insured. But if you have more than $250,000, anything over the $250,000 might be up in the air. Well, here's what I can tell you. There has been discussions between lawmakers in the White House over whether or not they should raise the FDIC insurance cap. And according to Senator Elizabeth Warren, she says, and I quote, "I think lifting the FDIC insurance cap is a good move." And other lawmakers have made it seem as if there has been open dialogue with the other party and the White House regarding Congress seeing this through. Now, we have seen the FDIC insurance cap increase. I believe the last time it did was in 2010, and that's when it went up to $250,000. However, right now, in 2010, the amount of money it costs to buy a home, I believe it was like a modest home was about 250, or was I believe it was around like $180,000 to $250,000 for a modest home. Well, that same home now probably costs closer to $1 to $1.5 million. Okay, so that is not a modest home anymore. Now, we still have the same $250,000 FDIC insurance cap. This is where some say we need to change this. Now, I don't know where this rumor started, but I want to put an end to this rumor. And the rumor is that taxpayers are going to pay the additional taxes if we raise the FDIC insurance amount. That is not the truth. Okay, so I want to address that one question. The truth is the FDIC, it's actually funded by premiums that are paid by the banks and savings associations. Those are the ones that are funding this. Well, how do they pay their premiums, right? What does the bank do? Well, the bank charges you fees, and it could be a monthly fee just to have a checking account. They might charge you a fee to come in and consult with somebody, right? They might charge you a fee for an overdraft, right? A late payment. This is how they get their fees. Then from those fees that they collect from you, they pay the FDIC insurance. Guess what? If we raise the FDIC insurance cap, chances are it will also raise the fees. So who is going to pay for these increases? You are. I am. We all are. If we have a bank account that we pay a fee to, we are the ones that will be paying this additional amount. So technically the taxpayers will, but you don't have to be a taxpayer to have a bank account. That's the difference. So the American people will, but not necessarily taxpayers. Now, not only will bank customers pay higher fees, but in one of the other ways that the FDIC insurance is paid is the FDIC insurance fund. They earn interest. So it's to a investment portfolio and all that, and you probably don't care about that, but that is one of the ways that they take their fees, they put it into an investment, and the investment pays them a little bit of an interest. So that's what they do. But here's why this is so important. If we, and again, and it's actually pretty simple, because a lot of people are worried, what is going to happen if a bank collapses? Well, here's why this is so important. Financial experts are worried that raising the FDIC insurance cap now is not the right move. They say it is best to wait until after any financial institution collapses. That would be a much wiser idea, simply because raising the cap now, and depending on the cap amount, this could cause the FDIC insurance fund to run dry without paying back all the insured deposits. That would be devastating. Now, why do I say it depends on what the cap amount is? Well, I say this because just today on, I think it was CBS's Face the Nation, Senator Elizabeth Warren was asked, is this something that they're considering? And if it is, what would the new cap amount be? And she said that she isn't sure. But, she's not sure if it should be $5 million, possibly even $10 million. She doesn't know where to start, but it wouldn't be $250,000. This could be an issue. And why could this be an issue? Well, here's why. Right now, we know FDIC, could pay back, the insured deposits, but that's up to $250,000, per account. What happens if they raise it to $10 million? Now, I know not every single person is going to have $10 million in that account, but that also means that's going to increase the amount that they would have to pay if a bank collapses. Now, this is probably why we raised the FDIC insurance cap from whatever it was to $250,000 back in 2010. Why didn't we do it in 2007, 2008, even 2009? We were still going through these issues. Remember, Washington Mutual, this collapsed in 2008. It was probably because we were out of the whole risky, the risky part of this whole economic shift. That was probably why we decided to raise the FDIC insurance cap after, not before, after. So, according to many experts, the best thing to do would be to raise this cap after we see any financial institution collapse. Not before, not during this crisis, but after. Now, why do I bring this up? Well, I bring this up because there is a proposal that's now on the table to increase the FDIC insurance cap for the next 2 years. Just increase it. Pretty much almost have no limit. Here's the reason why that could be a problem. Is right now, according to many lawmakers, that right now the banks are not being regulated the way that they should be. Some people are saying it's because of stuff done in 2018. Others say no, it's because of all the issues and stuff regarding the pandemic in the past few years. But regardless of what somebody says, the issues are that the banks are not being regulated. So, if we see the banks be regulated, okay, a little bit stricter, then, and again, only then, could we see, things improve. But again, this is why I bring this up, because some lawmakers are trying to find a quick little fix, quick little Band-Aid. That's it. This would be a Band-Aid. Let's just raise the FDIC insurance cap. Let's not worry about that for the next 2 years. And then over the next 2 years, then we will see about putting together a piece of legislation that would actually fix this. Well, what happens in the next year? So even from right now, what's going to happen over the next year? We are going to be talking about the upcoming election, potentially the new president, right? Seats in the Senate and the House. That's what we're going to be discussing. So nobody wants to be voting on something for bank regulation. That's not what people want to vote for. It's not the big sexy bill. It just isn't. And so, again, this is part of the issue. Lawmakers are putting more on their plate. And again, I hate to say this, but are they doing this now as a distraction? Saying, hey, look over here, this shiny object that I got right here for you, when all this chaos is happening over on this side. But say, hey, look over here, because over here things aren't looking too good. I hate to say it, but that seems like that's what's happening at this time. Because lawmakers are proposing new bills, new ideas, saying, hey, look at this bill that I got for you right here. This is a good bill. Right here, look at this. And all this just misery is happening on this side. Again, I hate to say it, but that seems like that's what's happening. And it's not just one party. It's both parties. It's all of Congress. So, what I can tell you is there are discussions on raising the FDIC insurance cap. As to how high they go, as to when they do it, honestly, we don't know. But I promise I will fill you in on all the latest news and updates. All you gotta do is do two things. Hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm on this video, and also click that subscribe button so you never miss an update. But thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.